Manchester United and Chelsea played to a 1-1 draw tonight. And to be fair to both teams, I thought that Chelsea probably should have had at least a 2-0 lead going into halftime and probably should have won this game, but they can only blame themselves. Somebody needs to explain to me what Thomas Tuchel sees in Timo Werner. Timo Werner is about as useful as pockets and underwear, and he just does not provide anything. I realize he had a good goal scoring run here, but he is just not a Premier League player and not worth it. He was absolutely terrible tonight and completely useless. As far as Manchester United was concerned, look, they don't play for each other, but they do have one of the greatest players who ever played the game in Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored their goal. Now, the first goal was scored by Alonso in the 60th minute mark, and then Ronaldo right after that scored, made it 1-1. But and Chelsea probably has third place sewn up, and they're going to be playing the Champions League next year. I realize their club is about to be bought. I also realize that they can't buy any players right now, nor can they sell any players. But even though they're going to lose Rudiger's already signed for Real Madrid. But right now, when I look at Chelsea, Chelsea is playing like they only have one thing to play for, and as it turns out, they do, the FA Cup. But they're going into against a Liverpool side in that FA Cup final that might be quite different from the one they played in the League Cup final. League Cup final was a 0-0 draw, exciting game, opportunities for both teams, and was won on penalty kicks by Liverpool. This Liverpool team, the one that's playing in May take Chelsea apart, okay? Because right now, Liverpool looks like the only team that can beat Liverpool, it looks like, may be Manchester City. I don't think Real Madrid can do it, but they might, okay? This is a different animal from the Real Madrid team that beat Liverpool in the Champions League final a couple years back. But right now, I think the two best teams in the world are Manchester City and Liverpool, and I think Liverpool will win the FA Cup based on what I've seen in recent weeks. From what I've seen from Chelsea, he's got to get his team correct, and he hasn't done that. Like I said, his faith in Timo Werner is absolutely unfounded and makes no sense to me. Timo Werner, if he wants to go to Borussia Dortmund, go to Borussia Dortmund. Be my guest, okay? But Timo Werner is completely useless. And the other thing I would think from a standpoint of Chelsea, this was probably the game where I would have put Lukaku out there. I would have started Lukaku. Lukaku's looked somewhat decent in recent weeks, so Lukaku starting in this game might have been a better idea than going with Havertz and Werner. Might have been better going with what I would have done is go with Lukaku and Pulisic. Pulisic came on against West Ham and scored a very nice goal. I'm not saying that Pulisic is a world beater, but Pulisic I think is a little bit more than Havertz, I think, and a lot more than what Werner will give you. But Chelsea only has themselves to blame. They had 65% possession. They had more shots, and they just couldn't get it past Manchester United. Now, as far as Manchester United is concerned, look, David De Gea is the reason why they are where they are, as high as they are. If they didn't have a decent enough goalkeeper, they would be farther down the table than they are. A draw here is a decent result for Manchester United, all things considered. Losing 4-0 against Liverpool, losing 3-1 against Arsenal. And again, you gave up 7 goals in those 2 games, and coming here, you only give up 1. Chelsea's got to be kicking themselves in the shins at this. Why are we only scoring 1 goal when 2 teams that are in the top 4 with us are scoring multiple goals against Manchester United for fun? How the hell did they not get any more than just 1 goal tonight? It's beyond me. But the reason is, whether it's beyond me or not, is because they have David De Gea in goal. The other reason is Cristiano Ronaldo. Look, Cristiano Ronaldo did not have a great game tonight, but Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest players who ever played the game. We can all agree on that. And when you have a superstar who has an opportunity like that, he's going to take it. Arsenal found that out, okay? And Manchester United also found that out when they had a penalty kick against Arsenal, and they decided to let Bruno Fernandes take it. Bruno Fernandes was crap. Okay, I didn't even know he was out on the pitch tonight. But as things go, it didn't hurt them. Okay, Manchester United gets a point. They go up to 55, but chances are their hopes of top four, if there were any hopes going into this game, are gone. If they'd have won this game and gone to 57 points, the way Tottenham is playing, the schedule that Arsenal has, going to West Ham, they might have found themselves still in this. Okay, as bad as things have been for Manchester United, they still could have found themselves in the top four discussion. Not a great discussion, mind you, but they might have found themselves there. But right now, if you listen to Manchester United fans and they talk about next year when Ten Hag coming in, what they're talking about is like going to the grocery store and like, we want this guy, we want this guy, we want this guy, we'll sell this guy, we'll sell this guy. We'll just do a complete overhaul. If you listen to Manchester United, what the board is saying is we want a evolution, not a revolution. In other words, they're looking to only bring in 3 players. So with Manchester United getting rid of the players that they're going to get rid of, they're going to lose Pogba, they're going to lose Cavani, and they're only talking about bringing in 3 players. There are certain players that are there that are going to still be in a Manchester United uniform. Guys like Harry Maguire, guys like Lindelof, McTominay. That's what's going to, you aren't going to, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen immediately. Now, if Ten Hag is a genius and he goes in there and he's able to get the best out of these players and make them work hard for him and all of a sudden transform the team, hey, that's what the board is betting on. That's what they're counting on. They think this is a genius. Now, Ten Hag does not have a lot of experience. He doesn't have any experience, for that matter, in the top leagues. I think he was at Bayern Munich maybe for the youth setup, but he certainly doesn't have a reputation of going into like an Italy, a Serie A club, a Bundesliga club, managing at the top level, a Ligue 1 or a La Liga, Premier League. He doesn't have that experience, and that's what they're counting on. They're counting on him with his experience in the Champions League and what he did with Ajax, the Ajax youth setup, and to be able to go in there and tactically set. Now, Ten Hag is also a workhorse. He is somebody who's going to make them stay longer at training and film sessions, things like that. Are Manchester United going to be into that sort of thing? Does Cristiano Ronaldo want to do that stuff at his advanced age? He's 37 right now. He's got a year left. Does he want to stay there? Are you going to try and build a team around a 37-year-old or a 38-year-old? I think a lot of the fans, I think the board and the fans are getting a little bit ahead of themselves. But hey, I'm not here to talk about Manchester United. I'm talking about this game. Chelsea had 65% possession in this game. They had more shots. Let me take a look at the statistics here as I'm looking at this right now. They had 21 shots, 6 on target. Manchester United had 6 shots, 3 on target. And so, corner kicks 9-2 in favor of Chelsea. Chelsea had their opportunities. Chelsea had opportunities galore in this game, but didn't take advantage of it. Some of it was David De Gea, some of it was their own terrible shooting, some of it was by the manager setting them up with Timo Werner. Okay, like I said, there's a whole lot you can look at here, but it is what it is. Again, Chelsea did not need this game. This game doesn't mean anything to Chelsea. They aren't going to win the Premier League title, and they're also not going to be relegated. They're probably safely in a Champions League spot, but we'll see what happens going forward. Manchester United, if they had any hope, I believe, of getting to the Champions League, this was a game they had to have. They don't have it. They didn't get it. They've played 35 games. They only have 3 games left in the season. So that means the best they could possibly do was 64 points, which would mean if Arsenal wins 2 games, then Manchester United doesn't have a chance. If Tottenham wins 2 games and gets a draw, then they don't have a chance. But let's face it, they didn't have a chance anyway. Look, going forward, this Premier League title is going to go down to the wire. Liverpool has a tricky tie against Newcastle, who's doing incredibly well, and we'll see how that turns out. But 1-1, Manchester United versus Chelsea. This game was played primarily because on the 14th, Chelsea will be playing in the FA Cup final against Liverpool. I wish them all the luck in the world, but 1-1. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much.